everybody. Welcome to English 1010 Composition 1. I am your host and professor, Adam Floridia. I wanted to make a quick little video to welcome you, to say hello in this virtual world, since we won't have the pleasure of actually talking unless you ever want to set up a meeting with me. And I want to give you a quick little tour of Blackboard, show you our Ultra Shell and what you're going to be working with. So without further ado, let's get into it. I'm logged into Blackboard already, which you must be too if you're watching this video. Oh, something quickly to show you is if your courses look like this when you log into courses, that's boring and ugly. If you click this, you get little icons. Do whatever you choose, but I prefer the more aesthetically pleasing one. Anyway, going into our class, here's our Blackboard Ultra Shell. One of the first things I want to say is I am hoping to record this video to cover all semesters that I teach the course rather than just this specific one. So I'm recording right now for fall 2026. I plan on using the same intro video for a 3-week winter course, for a spring course, for a 5-week summer course, because we're really going over my syllabus and the layout of Blackboard. If any of those things change, I will obviously record a new video. Otherwise, it's nice to not have to do that every single semester. Okay, so when you log in, I'm actually going to go to Student Preview, show you exactly what you'll see. If there's a new announcement, it will come up right away. Please make sure you actually read it. Don't just like click X and make it go away. I'll only post announcements for important things that I want everyone to know. If I post something in an announcement, it means it's important and you should know it. So please do that. You'll open to the course content screen. I'm actually going to come back here. So I'm going to go through the other things first because they will be quicker. So you got your announcements screen. These are 2 pre-programmed ones. By the time you get in, I will have already posted a new one that should show up when you log in. If you ever see, obviously, a number up here, 2 or 1, I'm sure you're computer savvy enough to know that that means there are 2 unread things or 1 unread thing. Let's see what's on the discussion board. So we've got 2 discussion boards. One is course questions. Please, 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 it says this in the syllabus, but please post any questions that you have about the course, about assignments, about work, anything like that. Please post them on the course questions board. That way other people might have the same question or might not even realize they were wondering this and like, oh crap, that's a good question. And then I can answer it there and I can give the answer to everybody. If you notice something wrong with the course, if I messed up on a due date or something, or there's something funky, please post it there. I think of the course questions board as like, if you had a question in class, you would raise your hand and ask. That's the equivalent here. Since I am not requiring any peer-to-peer engagement in this class, I've thought about doing discussion boards, but I could never find a way in this particular class to make them meaningful and have them be anything other than what felt like busy work for students, where they would just BS oh, hi, Johnny, good idea. That was a great point you made about the reading. I totally agree. You're so smart. And that was just a waste of student time, a waste of my time. So there's no required discussion boards. But I like to at least give the opportunity and encourage students to interact a little with me, with each other. So that's what this informal chat board is. Anything you want to just vent about, class related or not necessarily just vent, but talk about, ask about, engage in some sort of discussion, intellectual or otherwise. This is the place to do it, just to have some sort of interaction. You are in college and it's good to kind of meet and chat with other people. And this is, from what I figured out, the best way to do it, at least virtually. I started with an introductions board. If anyone wants to post a quick hello, here's who I am, or anything like that, I've got one up there. So please, I encourage you to do that. I at least will get to know you a lot through your journals. That's one of the major assignments you will be doing. So I'm really psyched about getting to know you and learn more about you. But this is a way to do that, I guess, more freely and more publicly. So take advantage of that. Close that. What else do we got up here? I skipped over the calendar. I don't know what this will look like for you. I assume it's going to have all of the due dates and stuff on it. I don't populate anything on here, but yeah, it looks like it will link whatever's due on that particular date. Announcements. Gradebook. This one's interesting because, again, I'm in student view for me, so this is the closest I've got to knowing what this will look like for you. All I know is on my end, when you submit work, it'll tell me you submitted it. I'll go in and I'll grade it. I grade work very quickly. Your job is to get the work in by the deadlines. I consider it my job to get it back to you as soon as possible so that you can learn from feedback. I really try for within a week turnaround of when something is due. But honestly, it's usually a couple days, and I do try to leave substantive feedback. English teacher can't talk. Substantive feedback so that you can grow your strengths, improve upon your weaknesses, and really see where you went wrong, where you went right, and continue to improve. So please, that said, make sure you check the feedback. Like I said, I'm not sure exactly how to do it, but it's got to be somewhere in here in gradebook. I'm guessing if something were graded in the results part, it would show an alpha or numerical grade, and it would have a comment. Do make sure you read those comments. They are the keys to continuing to do well or to improve. Blackboard messages, this is where you can send me a private email rather than posting on the discussion board. So if you have something going on in your life that isn't for public knowledge, you need to ask me something specific about a grade you received that doesn't need to be public knowledge, then go ahead and shoot me an email in here. And I do prefer you use this messages Blackboard mail rather than external email. It's just easier for me to keep all of the stuff for this course inside this course shell, and that way it won't get lost in my regular college email where I get dozens and dozens and dozens of emails, many not nearly as relevant or important as yours, that I will see if you post them in here. Groups, I have no idea what groups are. I'm not creating any groups, so I don't know. For this class, ignore that. All right, anyway, getting over to content. This is going to be the main part. You're going to start in syllabus and student resources. My guess is you've already done this. The fact that you're watching this welcome video, which I'm going to repost right here, you've probably already gone through the syllabus and the course calendar, so I'm not going to spend too much time on those. This is going to be a real quick overview. A couple things I want to bring up in the syllabus and just re-emphasize are, first, isn't it pretty? It's so much nicer than the template we're supposed to use. Don't tell anyone I don't use that template. I keep all the same information in here. It just looks nicer. Anyway, office hours, please don't hesitate to come and ask questions. Shoot me emails for questions. If you want to set up a virtual meeting, if you're struggling, you want to ask questions, sometimes just talking it out is the best way to do that. So by all means, we can set up an appointment. There's my office hours. I just crossed that out. Don't know how I did that. Make sure you can submit work through Microsoft Word. Most of you are probably used to using Google Docs. That's fine, as long as you save it as a Microsoft Word. And I forgot how to do that in Docs since I don't use Docs, but I absolutely know it's 100% possible. Although I encourage you to get used to using Microsoft Word. You have free access to it through the college. Anyone in any of the learning centers can help you access it. I can give you a quick tutorial if you want to figure out how to use the college's software. That's what I was looking for. All right. For this particular class, this semester, we've got an assignment due about every two and a half weeks. If you're taking this in a 3-week winter class, it's going to be every couple days. If you're taking it in a 5-week summer class, it's going to be every couple days. All are very possible. Make sure you know what you're getting into. And regardless, I do have a no late work policy. So that's the one thing I want to kind of emphasize. Well, one of the two things I really want to emphasize with you, since I know it sounds really strict, but the best I can do is let you know going into this class that I have no sympathy for late work. I have strict deadlines, and I really do like to explain why I choose my policies. Hopefully they do make sense to you. That I think everyone needs to learn to meet hard deadlines. I think you need to be responsible enough to not wait until the last seconds, minutes, hours to get work done and to try to submit work. I'm working as hard as you. I'm keeping a schedule. Like I said, I'm going to get work returned to you as much as possible, as quickly as possible, I should say. And most importantly, having the same late work policy means I treat everyone equally. It's not like, oh, well, Susie had the sniffles. I'll give her a day extension. Johnny's dog ran away. I love dogs, so he gets like an extra week to do his work. Mary's cat was sick and had to go to the vet. Well, I'm going to make her turn in her work early since I'm not a cat person. It's just, here is what it is for everybody. If you anticipate something coming up, I can do my best to work with you. You can request an extension beforehand. I'll tell you, I will almost never grant an extension after a deadline has passed. It's like, oops, I didn't do this on time. Professor, can I have more time? No, it's already past the deadline. It's late. So meet deadlines. All our stuff. Again, you look through the syllabus, so that hopefully you read all this, all these wonderful things. And then the skull and crossbones page. The other thing I want to emphasize is please don't use AI. And using AI for me is all listed here. It's not just copy and paste the assignment into ChatGPT and take exactly what it gave you. It is every other form of having AI draft your work, revise your work, outline your thinking, because those are the skills I want you to learn in this class. You should be working on outlining, on brainstorming, on drafting, on revising. So you can't take an essay that you wrote and say, I put it into ChatGPT and it just fixed it up and made it sound better. I didn't know that was AI. That's AI. To me, it's no different than back in the old days. If I wrote a paper and it's like, you know what, I'm not so good of a writer, but my buddy here has a degree. I'm going to give it to him, and he's going to fix it all up for me. That's clearly plagiarism. Someone else is doing the work. Doesn't matter if it's a person or a computer. You have someone else or something else do the work. It is plagiarism. I take it really seriously. You will be removed from the class. You will fail the class without the right to withdraw. You'll get reported. It could be more serious consequences. Don't do it. I hate going through that. Students hate going through that. So please just be honest and do your own work. That's why you're here, so you can learn and get to do this stuff and not have to rely on the computer. Yay. All right. The rest of the syllabus was just random stuff. So then you went on to the course calendar. Hopefully you took a look at this. I'm so type A, that means really organized and anal. I like to have things clearly dated, clearly labeled, color-coded. I hopefully made this like dummy proof that I made it as clear as possible when the due dates are and everything. So follow this. We know you've got that calendar in Blackboard too, but I still like to put together my own. And then after you watch this, the rest of the stuff in this folder is a whole mess of stuff that you don't really need to go through if you don't want. I purposefully programmed this course so that you can go through and click on things in whatever order you want. You do not have to go sequentially, especially since you're going to get to pick which readings you want to do for each section. But that doesn't mean just go through and skip everything. Speaking of readings, let's hop into Unit 1. Unit 1 has an intro video. It will tell you how to walk through Unit 1. So I'm not going to do much of that, but I'll give you a 20-second rundown of Unit 1. Section 1 of every unit will be a reading section. There will be a bunch of folders, 3 or 4. They will have a bunch of readings in them. You are going to be responsible for reading and journaling on at least 10 of them. Which 10 you pick? Up to you. Some you like, some you won't like. So skim them first. See if you like them before you journal on them. All of that, the journal assignment is explained in this video, in this intro video for Section 1. And Section 2 of each unit will be the writing section. You'll go through, you'll write papers. They will obviously have to do with the readings you just read. So everything in this class links to something else. None of the work you're doing is just busy work. You do readings to get ideas, journaling to start to organize those ideas and pick quotes, and then you do some grammar and you write a paper on those ideas. Unit 2 has a reading section and a writing section. Unit 3, same thing. 3 units, 2 sections each. A final exam. We're not going to worry about that now. You don't have to memorize anything. It's open book, open notes. You have like 3 days to do it. You've just got to complete it. But we're still in the very beginning. The last thing I want to mention, though, is this proof of participation. The college will drop you from the class without refund or anything else if you do not participate by the 10th in this class. You'll see the date for your class if you're in a different semester. But by the date of participation, I have to submit a list of basically who's here and who's not here. Anyone who has not participated, I have to report, and they get dropped. I have no say over that. It's a financial aid thing. Since for this particular section, you don't have anything due until after the 10th, like your first assignment is due the 14th, this is the way to prove you're participating. You go in and you start the attempt. Do you want to unlock the material from this course so you are not dropped? And I'm going to type yes. And then I submit. And I got an email. And that proves I'm participating. Who cares if it says 0 out of 1? It doesn't matter what your grade is. I don't know what you actually have to type in there to get it not to say 0 out of 1. But as long as you do that, it will come to the grade book. It will show me you're participating, and you're all set. All right, that is it. Look forward to working with you. Here's to a great semester. Feel free to reach out. Hope you are looking forward to an exciting semester of English Comp. and talk to you soon.